What I find funny about the Law Enforcement Officers Bill of Rights is that from a rank and file standpoint and a management standpoint, on both sides of that equation, we both feel that the process works.
I mean, I think that's what we're attempting to do now. We're opening up the doors of the courthouse, discussing issues and concerns that, are really problems in our community.
Like for the last year, since after I got out of prison, I've been down here trying to figure out how to make this court whole again. Like this one here, how long do you think this have been like this?
Oh, well, I've been here, going on 9 years so far, but some other people saying they've been like it longer than I have been around here.
Anyone that says that racism doesn't exist in Baltimore, anywhere in America, is just blind.
If a child doesn't have hope, if a child doesn't think that they can succeed or they're on an even playing field, that comes out in different ways. It manifests itself in different ways. Sometimes it manifests itself in turning towards violence.
We met anything done aggravated or homicidal with a gun, that's what we map. So I go off of this and I map it on the map. That's how we get it.
But there's something they've been socialized to think, where if I go after these people or if they're overly aggressive towards me, they have no right to be angry at me for the services I'm rendering. They have no right to think that what I'm doing is problematic, because we live in a society that socializes us to think that that is normal behavior towards black people.
I knew for years that we arrest people based upon race and that we're just locking people up just to be locking them up for statistical means. And this is wrong.
We're not coming here with our hats in our hands begging for something that should be done based upon right and wrong.
One of the greatest human rights violations of our time, the fact that in America, every 28 hours, a black man, woman, or child, or other person of color is killed at the hands of law enforcement.
People who have not been convicted of a crime should not have a record that they were even charged or appeared in court if that record impedes their progress in society.
And we found that there were at least 109 cases involving individuals who died in police encounters in Maryland during that time period. The overwhelming majority of them were African American, 69%.
Fraternal Order Police has been vigorously against any police reform. And what we're hearing is that there are multiple bills that actually have been killed.
All the measures aimed at holding police accountable, from an overhaul to the Law Enforcement Officers Bill of Rights to a series of proposals to make it easier to fire police convicted of crimes, have died without a vote.
So the police officer is not exposed to monetary damages and they're not exposed to criminal sanctions. So what is the sanction or what is the penalty to get the police departments or the individual police officers to get their attention? There is none.
In the light of all the scrutiny of police brutality, will hesitate to draw their weapons in times of need.
I understand that there's a concern about, because of the marches, because of the attention nationally being brought to, the interaction of police with mainly our young black citizens in this country, will police officers be hesitant in taking the appropriate action when there is danger? And that's where training is important.
Right, his leg look broke. Look at his leg. Look at.
And while I'm disappointed, I'm far from discouraged. In fact, I'm even more energized to continue with the reforms on a local level, which to date have led to decreases in the number of lawsuits filed against the city, as well as decreases in discourtesy and misconduct complaints against our officers.
We don't seem to have the same problem with other jurisdictions. Other jurisdictions don't seem to have the same problem. Of having difficulty terminating cops or disciplinary. They don't have the same issues that we hear so much about in the city of Baltimore. Do you have some thoughts on that?
I don't know if that's an accurate statement.
They took the young man out, beat him some more. The man wasn't responding. They took him by his pants and he was dragging. And I asked them to call the ambulance. They told me to mind my business. I told them it is my business. And they just threw him up in there.
And it's not okay for you to beat our young men like they slaves. You slaughtering them. It's not okay to do that.
This city has been socially, economic, and politically
subdued and downtrodden so much in the last several years that people don't even complain about it anymore, and they're afraid to.
And now, for the first time on the Real News Network, we welcome Michelle Alexander.
Or Adam Jackson, Leaders of a Beautiful Struggle. I actually wanted to touch on the part you said about movement building. You know, it's not about like tinkering with different parts of the system. I know here in Baltimore in particular, we've been dealing with the issue of police brutality for quite some time. And Freddie Gray recently, his spine was severed and he died, I think, 2 days ago. And so in Baltimore, we've been trying to deal, and in Maryland more writ large, we've been trying to deal with the issue of police brutality. And so the issue that we've run into, along with several black grassroots organizations, we've kind of run into the, I guess, the impediment of of a racist legislature.
We have created a penal system that functions more like a caste system than a system of crime prevention and control. We've got to be open. We've kind of got to come out of the closet with it, right? Because if we don't, then we have no hope of changing the mentality that brought us to this place. We've actually got to have that big fight, the conversation that everybody wants to avoid.
We need additional units. Step back. Relax. The rest teams let him go, he said. Let him go. Relax. Get back. Relax. Come on, man. Relax. Whoa. Relax. Don't go. Hey, you better go to jail. Bring your ass up. What the fuck is wrong with you, man? Hold up. He ain't do shit. They doing shit.
They don't care if they have any facts. They don't care if you have evidence against them. They don't want anything to stick. Nothing ever sticks to them.
I don't know Freddie personally, but I know a lot of people who know Freddie. We're connected. I'm like one person away from him, and he was known as a good guy, a funny guy, a guy who used to buy kids ice cream, a guy who used to just always have a joke and make sure everybody had a good time.
Can't stop. Won't stop. Till kill a cop. It's
And peace. Something happened to their motherfucking asses. They ready to shoot a motherfucker.
It's about human rights and human life. You can take out civil rights, but you can't take out human rights.
When I heard about the first vigil, I missed it. The first protest, I missed that one. And then when I heard about this one, I gathered my kids up real quick, we going. I wanted my kids to be witness to it and just understand a peaceful way of protesting and still get your point across and just get a little frustration out, a little, animosity. I'm pretty sure the police expect that. And that's what everybody come down here with, animosity. Because if you watch the video, you can't help but feel for the brother, the family. I was more so thinking about the mother. What mother is going to get that call?
Money! Get up! Money! Get up! Get your hands up! This that shit y'all see, I ain't fighting that!
At approximately 0839:52 at 1700 Pressbury, 2 blocks south of North and Mount, one of the units gets on there, said the address, and states, "I got him."
What was the initial cause for the arrest? Has there been any development there?
The bottom line, too, is that we don't have an answer to it. As the report states, is that the officers made eye contact and he ran and officers pursued. There were several times that we should have clicked to getting medical requests. He asked for the inhaler as he was going into. At 1 or 2 of the stops, it was noticed that he was having a little trouble breathing, where we should have probably asked for paramedics or had him look at that time.
What we want justice! What we want is what we want justice! What we want is what we want justice! What we want is
Like the police around that way have no respect. They pull up on you, females go in your pants, all that. Like, you's an officer, why is you going in my pants? You know what I'm saying? Like it's no respect.
Rest in peace. We doing this for ourselves. Nobody gonna save you, brother. Thanks for
do you think should happen?
Yeah, I'm a part of Mount Eden Baptist Church. They haven't passed any bill whatsoever. So the police have their own protection. They have a civil rights bill. Well, where's our protection? And until we disrupt, and I'm not about violence, I'm talking about until we disrupt like this, until we prevent them from going to the game and from the stadium making the money because people can't get there, they're not going to listen to us.
People at a point now, it's like nobody want to hear the police not getting indicted. It's like at that point, you see what you see now. I thought you get more of that.
Okay.
Like,
All night, all day, we will fight for Freddie Gray. All night, all day, we will fight for Freddie Gray. Yes, sir. Come on, first one charge, man.
y'all bitches ain't shit.
Now that the city and the community and the guys themselves taking it to their own hands. So we hope it gets better. If not, justice will be served.
Lead that one way or another. That's all I'm gonna say. Fuck the police.
We don't know why it is that he died. It could have been from excessive force by the police department. I have absolutely no idea if it was because he didn't have on a seatbelt. All I know is that he died.
Been placed around the life and the future of young black babies in this city. I pray God put your hand on the box.
If it's justice for them when it come to us, why can't it be justice for them when it come to them? They know what they did. They know they was wrong. Everybody know they was wrong.
Where you at, y'all? I'll call you right back. Don't go without. She's shot. They trying to take it down.
Oh, y'all let that bitch back in.
Come on, man.
I think our overall argument is
Yeah,
you don't want to beat him. You don't want to beat him.
Y'all don't see man.
Y'all see
chattel.
That's the issue.
We've been dehumanized. Aggressive is requirement. You bitches wouldn't even be here.
They puppets. They can't even have a certain IQ. They can't even have a certain IQ.
That's why you.
I feel like it's coming to a point. I feel like it's past the time of peaceful resistance, and as long as we're continue to be met with combatants and violence and a seemingly genocidal way of dealing with the public, then we're gonna fight back.
Thank you all for being here this evening. What we see tonight that is going on in our city is very disturbing. It is very clear there is a difference between what we saw over the past week with the peaceful protests, those who wish to seek justice, those who wish to be heard and want answers, and the difference between those protests and the thugs who only want to incite violence and destroy our city.
And so from the White House to City Hall, from the police commissioner to the attorney general, you have black elites. And yet these black elites have been unable to produce the kind of reforms in the system such that the system still remains an abysmal failure with them as the public face.
And what we're seeing today is not about Freddie Gray. It is not about Freddie Gray. It's about the pain, the hurt, and the suffering of these young people. And that's no excuse for them to loot, riot, and destroy our city. I made a comment on yesterday out of frustration and anger when I called our children thugs. They're not thugs. They're just misdirected.
Half the people out here do not live in this community.
Exactly. We came to help.
That's right.
This is a war zone for folks who live in this community.
Yeah.
So everyone else, just hold tight on your philosophies because you may not understand what's going on. That is for good girl. We are marching. We are hand in hand.
Tell me who the person leading is.
We are not leaving until everyone is hand in hand.
I just want to say I can't actively participate, but I do appreciate what they're doing out here. My children and I are on the way to another event, and I had to stop to see these people. It's so inspiring. It's not just black people out here. It's people of all races, of all ages. And I see a lot of anger and hurt, but I also see a lot of unity and love and peace, and this is just so inspiring. Thank you so much, Baltimore, for standing up for what's right. We want peace! We want peace!
And they hide behind their back. He's as bad as the rest of them. He's just as bad as the rest of them. Until they change, they supposed to turn around and tell them how they wrong every day.
And I looked at him in that casket, and I said to myself, here was a young man just trying to exist. Trying to exist. And so hopefully now with this, our city can begin to heal, to come together. Policemen will look and women will look at their jobs from a different standpoint and realize that they are here to protect and serve.
Good morning. First and foremost, I need to express publicly my deepest sympathies for the family of the loved ones of Mr. Freddie Gray. I had the opportunity to meet with Mr. Gray's family to discuss some of the details of the case and the procedural steps going forward. I assured his family that no one is above the law and that I would pursue justice on their behalf. To the thousands of city residents, community organizers, faith leaders, and political leaders that chose to march peacefully throughout Baltimore, I commend your courage to stand for justice. The findings of our comprehensive, thorough, and independent investigation, coupled with the medical examiner's determination that Mr. Gray's death was a homicide, which we received today, has led us to believe that we have probable cause to file criminal charges. To the people of Baltimore and the demonstrators across America, I heard your call for no justice, no peace. Your peace is sincerely needed as I work to deliver justice on behalf of this young man. To those that are angry, hurt, or have their own experiences of injustice at the hands of police officers, I urge you to channel the energy peacefully as we prosecute this case. I have heard your calls for no justice, no peace. However, your peace is sincerely needed.
That's my only worry about today, that I end up doing something foolish, and I already did. Plus, you know, just being an old man, my new piece on. Yeah, right.
You know, that's what we start off from anyway.
Bring me some help. Well, let's just set her up right on the scaffold first.
Yeah, just make sure the ladder's stable, somebody.
Yeah, we definitely got hope.
Let's go, Poppy! Feel it? He's a man.
What you doing over there?
Tell you something.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah, I see that. Excellent.
Okay.
Give me 150. Great.
See you later. See you later.
Man, I'm like, man. I could have did you like this.
That's right, George.
All right, where's Ed?
You get the first one in.
Check this out!
That's the first one.
Go, Kevin!
Try it again.
Yeah, man, I think it's a great thing that we actually have some people out here trying to do some great things for us. And the fact that the housing organization is not trying to help us out, it just doesn't make any sense, man.
I think this is nice. The children need somewhere to come and play. This is a good start for us. And I think it'll bring a lot of peace and happiness. And I'm glad y'all came in and helped us out.